MLB タイムズ。
I always felt last year, anytime he was pitching, the games he was pitching, it looked like by the end of the game, if he hits a double or something, it just looked like, now he might have been just Cadillacing it to save some energy, but it almost looked like he ran different.
Because we're getting close to a really cool number in our sport. Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers actually fell to the Marlins last night. We can talk about the game in a moment, but Ohtani hit a dinger. He's at 48 and 48. He's got 11 games left to play. Nice. He needs 2 more on the left side, 2 more on the right side, okay? Yesterday was a shot, too. Upper deck. Did you see? He waited a little longer than usual to admire it, and I loved it. He knew he got that one and wanted to see where it landed in upper tank, so he took an extra second, which was cool. And then so right now he's at 51-51 pace, according to Sarah Langs, with the 11 games left to go. And I thought this was interesting from Alden Gonzalez, who's been following the team around. He said that Ohtani denied feeling pressure to reach 50-50, but his manager, Dave Roberts, has noticed it is, quote, front of mind. And then he also added, as for whether his body can tolerate pitching in the playoffs, quote, I'm not sure. But
yeah, he's not going to pitch in the playoffs. Let's get that out of our head. He's not. He's not going to do it. He's not. No. I'm telling you, he's not. They're not going to let him. Okay. They're just not.
There's a
Scott
great
is still corporate.
If you want to watch. Yeah.
Scott is still corporate. You're still corporate. You're like, oh, that would be so great for baseball. I would love it.
He's like, now if they could just trade for Ellie, I'd have my 2 favorite players on the same team.
Is Ohtani one of my favorite players? No. I like him. But anyway, I do think it's front of mind. I think it's interesting to point that out from his manager. Dave Roberts has always been very straightforward about Ohtani. And here's one thing that I think we've learned about him. Numbers and individual accomplishments do matter a ton, individual accomplishments, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I hate when some players, like, if you're in his spot and it's like, oh, I'm just trying to win games and get us in the playoffs. Like, shut up. We know that you also are trying to hit dingers and steal bases. Like, come on, you're a real person, and that's okay. You know, you can do both. You can be the best, hit your numbers, and win ball games, right?
We're moving away from that now in baseball. That was always the answer. I think I believe that, like, let's say Royce Lewis is going for his 400th home run. I don't think he's going to be somebody that's going to give the cookie cutter answers. But before, it was very much like you have to be just these scripted answers. We don't give our opinion on things. We don't we don't express how we feel in certain situations. You're 100% thinking about it. Now, is Ohtani, all the things that he's been through, all the things he's able to accomplish, is he more of a bot than the rest of us? Maybe. I would agree with that. Like, he has a different level of focus and concentration based on what he's done in this season, going through what he went with the Ipe stuff, going through, Tommy John rehab right now, the pressure of a $700 million contract. He's another level mentally focused and obviously physically.
Yeah, I don't think he's feeling the heat. I think he's focused on hitting his numbers, but I don't think he's going to press in the next 11 games.
Here's what I'll say about this is I don't care who you are, how great you are, and listen, Ohtani's been able to mentally block a lot of stuff that most people, let's not forget his translator is in jail now for stealing a lot of his money.
Is he in jail right now?
I don't know where, but he's going to jail at some point.
He's in court abyss.
And whatever. He's somewhere that he shouldn't be because he stole a lot of his money. Mm-hmm. He's been able to handle that. I mean, look where he's at his year. Okay, that was not that long ago. Okay,
March.
Yeah. So now we ask, as a player and as a human being, we are not robots. It starts creeping into your head. Man, I'm going to be the first dude ever to get to 50-50. Look how long it takes for some guys to hit milestone home runs, 500 home runs, 600 home runs, get their 300th win, whatever it is. He's thinking about this going, man, last year for Acuna, he was just throwing numbers out there, right? Mm-hmm. But there is a specific target. Like with Aaron Judge, he's like chasing 60-plus home runs to, set another record, right? Mm-hmm. Those things weigh on you. I don't care who you are. I don't care how immune you are to outside noises. In your mind, those numbers are still there.
And he loves the big, shiny, round numbers. Look at his contract. $700 million. It's massively deferred, so it's not the actual present day value, but he wanted that big shiny number next to him. So you can always remember that's the dude that signed the contract for $700 million. So if you're saying, well, he's already set the record, nobody's ever done 48-48, it ain't shiny. He's got to get to 50-50. Can you imagine, Kratz, for someone like him, who I would say has an obsession with being the best and holding a massive legacy? Imagine if he finishes the year at 49 homers and 51 stolen bases. He's going to, it's like almost like a superstitious thing where you're like, oh, I didn't do my one extra thing I needed to do, my one extra walk around, whatever, before I start a game, right? My one extra lace that I touch, or some stupid superstition. It'll be like bothering him for eternity if he doesn't get there. And he might not get there again. Why?
No, because once he starts pitching, he misses days hitting.
Yeah. And you presumably think he will be maybe a tick down as a hitter.
Yeah,
this is the best hitting season we've ever seen.
His legs are a little slower, a little sluggish. Yeah. I always felt last year, anytime he was pitching, the games he was pitching, it looked like by the end of the game, if he hits a double or something, it just looked like, now he might have been just Cadillacing it to save some energy, but it almost looked like he ran different. Maybe I'm completely wrong on that, but people don't understand the wear and tear of that. I think he's going to get there this year. I really do.
MLB Times.
Speaking of home runs, it was Shohei Ohtani last night.
Pitch, and Ohtani swings, hits a drive, deep to right field. It is into the upper deck for home run number 48. And the Dodgers on the board. It's 4-2 as Shohei Ohtani hits his first home run on the road trip. Number 48.
That's courtesy of AM 570, LA Sports Dodgers Radio Network. So where are we? 11 games to go. He's 48-48. Don't make this mistake. And a lot of people in my industry will make this mistake. 48-48 is just as magical as 50-50. It just doesn't have the same ring to it. We sometimes need a hook. Russell Westbrook Jr. III won the MVP, I think, in large part because he averaged a triple-double. It's easy to consume that. Like, oh, my God, he had a triple-double. Well, you can have a triple-double. Doesn't mean you had a great game. Shohei Ohtani's had an MVP season, even if he doesn't do 50-50. And if you go back to when this season started, coming off surgery, a procedure, you also had his interpreter and the gambling debts. Was Ohtani involved, not involved? He's in Korea. They open up the season. Is he going to play? How is he going to play? He's not going to be able to pitch. Is that going to affect his hitting? That's before we even start the season. And now you go 48-48. It won't have the same ring to it. And that will be unfortunate because we haven't seen this before. 48-48. I hope he gets to 50-50 just because then history will be, I think, kinder to him and this monumental season. But if he ends up like 49-48, and then it's like, oh, yeah, well, how many home runs did he have? How many stolen bases? We'll get it confused. Did he have 48 home runs? 49s? Oh, the other way around. 50-50? Everybody's going to consume it and go, man, that year Ohtani went 50-50. You don't look back and go, boy, that year that guy went 48-49. He's starting his own club. Okay, this might just be the 48-48 club. We'll call it the lower 48.
I'm not hanging out there, though.
You're not going to that club?
The 48-48 club? I don't want to go there.
Okay. What about 49-49?
Nah.
No?
50-50?
Got to be 50-50.
Heck yeah.